Good morning. For those of you on Zoom land, we have started the meeting at 8:15 to finish our canvass of the election. And we're just now getting ready to start the regular meeting. Had a little issues with Zoom, which Abby has now fixed. So thanks for hopping on there. We're at the part of public comment. Do we have any public comments? Any public comments? Any public comments? Hearing none, we will go on to acknowledge the minutes.
We have two. I'll make a motion to approve November 13th and 14th and 17th.
Second.
We have a motion, a second, to approve the minutes for 3 meetings. Those in favor? Signify by saying aye. Motion passed. Let me just catch up here. Next item, well, of course, we don't want to leave Dwayne out. Dwayne, what do you have for us today?
Good morning, supervisors. I brought our updated budget through the end of October. We're not updated, just budget showing the expenditures to date. We're about 36% through our allotted money for the year. A lot of the areas where we're high that raise that above the 33% that you would expect at 4 months are the bridge on Iris, and we will be getting reimbursed for 50,000 of that, so that'll get us back in line with where we would expect to be.
Good morning.
Other than that, we're moving along fairly close to where we wanted to be. We're at 100% on the real estate and buildings because we finished pretty much everything on the Packwood shed. And so we may have some additional expenses on that through the year, but we'll have plenty of time to get a amendment to the budget on that. Other than that, everything looks to be fairly well in order where we hope to be. Next item in the packet of stuff I brought you is a quote from PCS. Melissa's office computer is about 7.5 years old, and it's starting to show the signs of being an older machine that's taking longer every day to load up when she turns it on, and then every now and then it just kind of goes in circles when she's trying to access the accounting system.
So is this something we have to prove, or you're just
No, I'm
giving us
just
to us for
kind of
information?
letting you know what we're doing with our money.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate that.
And then the city, their Vedic City contacted me. They would like me to get together with them to discuss the 2080 agreement. I don't know what they have in mind, but as soon as they let me know when they want to meet, I will get together with them and keep you guys informed on what they're after. The 2080 agreement we have with them is similar to the ones we have with the other towns in the county, splitting costs on any major items of work on the local service roads that are county road extensions and borderline routes. So I don't know what they'll want to change or what they want to visit about.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted on that, and then I think everything else. The guys are not doing anything on Palm or Tamarack today because it's a little slimy and muddy, but we're doing a little edge right and clean up.
Could you try to contact the railroad and see if they're going to get the crossings done this fall? Because that was the
Yeah,
plan.
he didn't think they would when I last talked with them.
Redwood is in really bad shape. You might want to drive out or to have them, because it won't make it through the winter, and there's 3 people that live on that road.
They're I think I emailed you. They're starting in Burlington and heading west,
Right.
redoing all the ties. And with that, they'll do the crossing.
It's bad.
I'll pester Mr. Brzezinski.
You at least need to
on
put some
that.
gravel or something.
Thanks for finding out an update on that for us.
Thanks.
Anything else?
Oh,
Well,
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, the other things I've got are already on the agenda, so I'll wait till they come through.
County Speeds called me. Probably need to go out, you or Billy or somebody. There just some concerns out on Old 34 West, out in Larry and Linda McIntyre's. Our maintainer, well, I assume it was our maintainer operator, but blading the shoulders. Cut pretty deep in front of Linda and Larry's drive, plus a little ways past the drive, plus there's a lot of blacktop chunks and stuff that got broke up and kicked out there, so.
When did that happen, Lee?
Well, I can tell you when she called, and then I went out the next day and drove out. I drove out by the Saturday or Sunday.
And they've been using the reclaimer on the edges of the road to bring the rock up against the pavement. And they've been doing a pretty good job cleaning up after themselves, but that doesn't mean they didn't. miss
So
their
is that
spot.
what they were doing out on
They're on-
Pleasant Plain Road the other day? Because they had it left like dust.
Mhm.
on
Friday evening,
Okay.
she called.
Although
Must have happened
It's
recently.
that front mounted, basically
There were
it's
two of them.
a disc that runs up, brings the material against the road, and then they'll run a blade along beside it to drift it back off the edge of the road and get rid of any drop off at the edge of the pavement. But because the edge of the road isn't a uniform plane, because of age, you end up with some spots that.
So then we've got a couple of potholes out here and one over at DHS, and I don't know how we handle it.
I mean, outside the door here.
Well, out in our parking
Yeah.
lot and then over to DHS parking lot. Because hey, it's coming, they're only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
And then, what is the county's policy regarding blading for here and for Maple Street and public health and now the ambulance space?
Do you mean snow removal? or-
Yeah.
Who does that now?
Well, it used to be the county road department. I don't know who does
But
it.
now, who does it? Nobody?
I don't know. You guys.
Any idea who does it now?
Well, we have been.
Okay.
Can you continue to? Please.
Yes and no. We can do it, we have. Not supposed to.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
But
So in the
it's-
future, Lee, I feel if the roads department covers this until we can get some bids out there to have somebody do that. Because is it Iowa code? You can't do that?
He sent us all that
Yeah.
code section that says
That's what.
secondary road money has to be used for secondary roads. Now, you could do that in Billis, which is
Mhm.
probably gonna be cheaper, I would guess, than bidding it, but I don't know that. Maybe we should bid it and see. I don't know. Compare it.
Well, the issue is that among, obviously, the courthouse is a priority. The ambulance space is a priority.
Right.
And I guess what I'm saying is that I don't want to hassle over, I just want it done.
Right.
Mhm.
How about if we put some bids out and, or do you have an idea?
Well, the issue
Okay.
with the ambulance space is they need 24/7.
Right,
removal, and we're 5 to 5.
okay,
Okay.
Except when we have an emergency out on the county road, somebody is to be called in to help blade that road. It needs to be bladed to get an ambulance out there. So let's don't get on this 5 to 5 thing. It's always been that a road crew member will go out with a truck or a maintainer or whatever to open that road if it needs to be open when there's an ambulance called out there, regardless of what time it is.
So how have they done it in the past when we had care ambulance? How did they handle that?
Well, it
Maybe
was
we can-
always called, generally speaking, they called the road supervisor. And the road supervisor called somebody in, whomever was on, I don't know if there was an on-call, rotational, I have no idea but and I know what everybody says, well, just because it's always been done that way, but it's always been done that way. And when you got an ambulance called out of the county
Mhm.
and
But that's the county road.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, and see, the other thing is that, and I question, and I'm more than willing to call the Attorney General's office and get an opinion. As far as I'm concerned, county property is county property and it's part of the county roads. And it makes absolutely no sense for the county to spend additional taxpayer dollars.
That would be a good idea to do that, maybe. I don't know, what do you think? And we could just settle it, not have to go through this every year.
Okay, but in the meantime, before we get the Attorney General.
No, I'm just saying, if we need an opinion, then
No, I know that, but in the meantime, before we get that opinion, how do we handle
the road crew blaze it. You get snow, it gets bladed off.
So what I'm hearing is you'll call, get an opinion, which we know in reality will take a while.
it? Yeah.
And until then, we'll rely on the road crew. Thank you.
But then I have another question. Of course, that ambulance place needs cleaned out. Of course it does. But there are so many cars out there sometimes. What do we do? What do we do with that?
I do.
I guess the ambulance director's here, so can I ask you?
Yeah, we'll just move the cars.
So when the person shows up to blade you out, you'll have to move
Because
your.
you'll be there, and somebody will
Yeah,
be there
somebody will.
unless they're
Somebody's
gone.
always there.
Yeah, well, we just need a process.
We'll just move the cars from the back of Blake, back in front.
Sure. Because I can't imagine it take that long. Pardon me, sir?
Make sure they keep their keys at the
Ah.
ambulance space.
Public comments over. Comment.
But that was a useful public comment.
Okay, that's one. Anyway, so,
Connor, you are using.
Okay, let's say it snows in 2 weeks.
Hush.
golly,
I'm just saying, if we don't talk about it, it's gonna happen. So let's talk about it, then we won't get snow, okay?
Okay,
It's gonna
that's what they
snow,
said when I bought the snow blower too.
it's gonna snow 2 weeks from yesterday, because it's gonna be on a Sunday. What's gonna happen? Is the road crew somebody gonna come out and clean the ambulance space? Then everything else waits till Monday?
And we're not open for business, but the ambulance space is a priority.
Or do we need to contract with somebody to do the ambulance?
Lee, I think in the long run, we better just find somebody that'll do it, because we're gonna have to have somebody do the public health, Maple Street, and wherever else, your house.
Well, okay,
And we need. to
but
put out a
whatever it
bid.
is that you contract with, we have to be first, regardless of
You
where
put
else
that
they
in
have.
the
to go.
contract.
No, that would be in the contract.
Right, but that's what it
It
is,
is your priority to
right?
do the ambulance first.
Well, I'm talking, our courthouse has to be done first as well, before they go do somebody's driveway or whatever the case may be. This parking lot has to be open when we're in business. Because what it costs to have the road crew, which I'm not convinced the road crew can't do.
We'll find out about that after
Right.
we get the opinion.
Well, the cost to have the road crew or whatever do it versus somebody falling out here,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
okay? So the parking lot has to be open. And the same thing would be, as far as I'm concerned, we can get into this, but the state probably should pay for blading DHS, but that's a discussion for another day.
And that's a discussion with him.
Right. But public health as well.
Well, you
And
can
that,
ask that too.
But
in your
Lee-
question.
and that is a county-owned building where public health is.
Yeah, sort of.
Well, the parking lot's ours.
Oh, yay, a lawyer.
Not today, right? This is not, you're not a lawyer on that, right?
So how about if we put out a bid now? Abby, how long do we have to
We're talking about snow.
Have to look at the-
Priorities.
a bid for snow removal? Because if it's too long, we might get our snow. Is there great-
Okay. The end,
But
the biggest thing is the vendor that we hire
Right.
or gets the right bid has to do the ambulance place first. And anytime it snows, get that ambulance done. Because if it's snowing on Friday night, I'm not real sure the courthouse is a proper, a
No, it's
priority.
not. No, I'm saying, but if the courthouse is open, the parking lot has to be bladed and cleared.
You can dictate priorities.
That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
can you help us draft, and I know you just got here, but we need to put out either a bid or get at least 2 or 3 snow removal people to bid on it in a short manner, because we are now talking December 1st is right up on our door.
And Lee, I personally feel, no matter where the emergency is for the ambulance, we somehow need to deal with that,
Yeah.
you know?
So, because I know that you don't have a very busy schedule.
You want to throw something
Which
at
one
me,
of
go
your
right
plans?
ahead.
I was looking at things sarcastically or whatever you want to call it. You guys probably would have a quicker response from the Attorney General's office regarding an opinion as to whether or not this code section that Dwayne sent out applies to blading off county property.
Okay.
Did he copy you on that?
Because we've
Yeah.
always had the road crew blade our county properties.
Okay, but that might have changed. We might not be
That's
able
why,
to do
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, that's not a new code section, is it?
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
It's an interpretation,
Got it.
but we just want to know so we
See if I
can do
get
things
some
right.
Information.
So we're all clear. Dwayne will fill in until we get that opinion.
Well, he can delegate. He doesn't personally have to.
No, I want him personally doing that.
Okay.
I quit plowing snow 20 years ago.
At any rate, and we just need a, but when we do put it out for bids, the ambulance gets taken care of first. The ambulance director, who we spoke just recently to, said they will move their cars. So we can blame that out. Either that or get him a shovel and he'll be fine.
Sure.
Okay, can we move past
Yeah.
this? Are
Thank
you
you,
all good?
Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elizabeth. See, this is what you get for showing up. Dwayne, do we have any more generalized county engineer stuff? I think no, and we're gonna move on to the next
That's all
item.
I have.
Oh, discuss and consider final plans for FMCO 5 parent 99-55-51.
That is our-
Hi.
That's our secondary road patch project, which
Okay.
is parts of Salina Road, Glasgow Road, Dowds Road, and Old 34, east and west of town, where we've got about $1.5 million worth of FM funds that we're going to use towards patching those roads.
I think those roads need that.
They need more than $1.5 million worth, but that is what I can.
When will the patching happen next year?
This is right now set for February lighting, so it will be next year's.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we approve this.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Right.
Motion passed.
Would you be so kind as to sign that, and pass it around?
We're all getting old. You might print this bigger next time. Moving on, discuss and consider Prairie Oaks minor subdivision. Hi, how are you, Mark? Right now, I'm sort of good.
Dave, would you like to come explain your subdivision?
Now we have 2 yards, we are in trouble.
I like to look that over there.
Alright.
Are you the current landowner here?
The current landowner is Lakeside Partners. They own all the land around.
Uh-huh.
And we have had this land on a 99-year lease since 2015.
So you got a few more years.
Yes, that's right. And so the deal is that Ed Harvey, Lakeside Partners and us, and basically all parties concerned, feel it would be a lot cleaner if we can just get this whole thing on a deed instead of a lease. It clarifies things with liability and obviously with property taxes and all of that. And so it's been kind of a long time coming here, 8 years basically, but we're finally getting around to going through the whole checklist that we got from the county. And Dwayne here has been very helpful with helping us figure out the order of operations and all of that. The city of Fairfield has signed off on it, and Don and Melanie were very helpful with all that too. So it looks like we have all our ducks in a row and should be ready to do this.
It's an odd parcel because it crosses into 2 quarter corners because the section line runs north of the road. And there's been various splits in both of those sections, so they are required minor subdivision. But other than that, it's pretty much existing pasture land, so there's no, you're not taking ag land out of.
So is it on the north side?
On the north side of the road.
Yeah, here's a
Yeah, no, we've got
pass this
that.
around.
Oh,
This
that's
will
good.
give you a little better
Yeah,
perspective
one.
on things. Yeah, it's the green one.
And
So Ed's gonna develop part of that out there, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I added an address out there.
Yeah.
Yes, it has it's 2199 is the 911 address, right?
so where is this in relation to the houses that are out there now?
The east of it.
It would be,
And is there
yeah,
one
it would
started
be,
there
it
now?
would be west of that kind of horseshoe shaped subdivision that
Yeah.
Lakeside Partners was doing. Right.
you guys have a house on the property now, correct, or not?
We have a cabin and
Yeah.
then we moved that antique barn that was
Right.
over in the subdivision. I jacked it up, put a trailer under it and moved it onto our land because we didn't want it to be torn down. It's a beautiful barn. And so we're partway into restoring that after doing the move.
So essentially, what used to be your front pasture is the Lakeside Partner.
Lakeside owns all of the surrounding land. We have the green section on a lease and we want to get it switched over to being to be deeded.
Your section.
Yes, correct. Just,
So we're just talking about the green section.
yeah, the green. green one.
You want to see this later? So it needs, you've got all the paperwork's ready.
He's gone through his
all right
checklist.
here.
He's been in to visit Abby and Shannon to make sure he's got his subdivision name correct. And we went out and re-inspected his entrance to make sure that's up to our code.
Permission to divide from
City signed off on it.
Eddie, city signed off.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve this.
I second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so
very
much.
We sure appreciate it. Yeah.
Recorder, auditor, assessor.
Recorder, auditor, assessor.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
120 days or it's.
120 days. Yes. Yeah, we will get on it.
Yeah.
And Dwayne, I appreciate your help on all this.
And the next item on the agenda is discuss, consider application and agreement for use of highway right-of-way for utilities accommodations.
So Tony Webb from Narragansett Barnes in the other day and graciously waited on me. We had another gentleman in here, but Tony, I'm gonna let you explain what this is. Asked Abby to make copies to put in your packet so that you can see it. Thank you.
Morning,
You're
Joe.
welcome. Thank you.
How'd your thing go on Friday night?
Very well, very well. Lee spoke and several others spoke and we had a nice turnout. Went over very well. Good. This isn't the latest picture, but if you haven't seen that, that's what we did, so.
There was more chairs there the other day than what there is.
It's true. The right-of-way paperwork that I brought to Lee, right west of this building, there was a pretty good sized ditch that goes down through that field. And we put a tile outlet in there a couple years ago, but right along the fence, we still had a pretty steep drop off that we couldn't keep mowed, and it was a hazard if you drove a vehicle through there. It was steep enough. So when Highway 1 construction started going on, I talked to Drish's about buying some of that dirt that they was removing. And the board approved. We went ahead and, what did I say, 50 loads of dirt, I think, got dumped in there. What we'd like to do, what I filled out paperwork for DOT, is there's about 300 foot of that woven wire fence on the right of way. We'd like to remove it temporarily, get a terrace built there. And to satisfy the DOT, we'll make sure that we can mow on our side and they can mow on their side. It's going to require us to extend the tile outlet about 25 feet, and they're okay with that. But what we'd like to do is build the crown of that terrace right on the right of way, so we could utilize that field more suitable. We could tear it up, plant it, disc it, seed it down to pasture or whatever we need to do. So on that paperwork, they asked for the landowner. They want the landowner's consent that we put the terrace on. There's room on the Barnes property to put a terrace, but then we're not eliminating the problem of that slope to get to that fence. So the state mowed their right of way, and it looks to me like they can level that out and make a nice shaped terrace and still have the drainage that's desired there. The drainage that we're taking care of is basically coming from some hospital land, but everything from the trail and the barns ends up in that drain. And then we've got our eave spouts draining into that as well.
So what's this gonna cost and where's the money coming from?
We bought the dirt. It cost $3,000, and then
For 50 loads of dirt.
for 50 loads of dirt. Or maybe it was 60. It was 50, 50 or 60 loads, but $3,000 is what Drish's told me. And then labor wise, the Barnes committee will remove the fence and put the back in. It's mostly steel posts. There's about 6 wooden posts, but we can provide all the labor.
All right.
If we look at this area right here, the drainage comes from this area, but this is a 300 foot that.
It's on the DOT's right.
Yeah, the top of the crown of the terrace would be right on the DOT fence.
Okay, is this a drive run through here?
It doesn't, I think maybe we just mowed it when this picture was taken. It just been mowed, so
So you're not impacting any county right away whatsoever?
it's all DOT, so. What that paperwork showed is the landowner needs to sign off on that, so. And the dirt sitting there, like I said, we can put it on your ground, the county's ground, but it doesn't really solve the issue, and it would take up some land. So, and there's nothing that has to be done right away. This, at some point, we'll get a dozer in there and build this, but we need to.
Yeah.
We won't do anything till spring as far as seeding it down or anything. Sure.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
I
We
second that motion.
approve this.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Bye. Thank you, Tony.
Tony, thanks for coming in. You
Yep.
guys do a great job out there.
Thank you. Thanks for your support. And then,
Of course.
can I mention 2 other items that are on the
Absolutely.
horizon?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
The city had contacted us about a month ago and said they're having discussions. They'd like to annex the Mazda Barns into the city. I don't know anything about the pros and cons of that, but there'll be some discussions coming up possibly between the city and
Can
you
you keep us
guys.
in the loop on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about it, 'cause I haven't been on city council, but.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Well, they had mentioned when they called me and I said, well, it'd be a county supervisor decision, but she said the main thing is with that farm that FIDA ended up just buying, it's gonna be annexed, and then that would leave us a little island there, and they'd like to eliminate islands if they could, so
Well, my
They
hope
should
would
start with
be,
that might,
islands at other places.
you know what? This would be great if it was part of an overall project, because for years we've been talking about all these little islands. And this might be a chance to get more than this one done.
Yeah, Melanie did say the other day that, in the Board of Health meeting, because Melanie was there along with John and city administrator, and she is on a mission to eliminate all of
Islands.
all the islands. I'm not sure I consider county property an island, but
I know we'll have to, that's why I'd like to see the whole picture before we start piecemealing this.
yeah, I just wanted to make you
No,
guys
I
aware that
appreciate knowing that,
they
because I
called
didn't know
and-
that.
I do think it's on the device of their council, because that was mentioned at the city council work session. And I don't know the intricacies of the laws regarding those elements. but-
Okay.
I guess we need to understand the pros and the cons and the whys.
Yeah, and we don't, we kind of divert, well, that's board
Yeah.
supervisor, so I thought I'd bring that up. The third thing, last thing, we've kicked around among the board of the Maws and Barnes that perhaps the museum could be more of a community welcome center rather than just the Maws and
Oh, yeah,
Barnes.
that's a good idea.
So I'd like to start discussing that publicly with just different groups. Davis County has a welcome center that's staffed completely by volunteers. And I'd like to talk to them more and just see if it's practical to do that. Couple things that to me that the Heritage Group, the 6 of us, we all need more visitors in order to get the state of Iowa to recognize us to where they could put a sign on the entrance, exit now for a welcome center or something like that. My thinking is if it was a welcome center for all of us, it would maybe pull people off the highway and they'd take a look at Fairfield. They might not stop that day and visit Fairfield, but they might see something that piques their interest that, hey, let's plan a trip here someday. So we're kicking that around. We talked about it at the board because we've got to look at, is it practical, and do we continue our tenant agreement with Linda and Leon, or what happens if it becomes a welcome center that's open 5-6 days a week? So, but anyway, the other piece that I just want to pass out, and I'll leave you guys to review later, it's just our annual summary. And I've got some history there. It goes back to 2014. It shows even through COVID and even through construction, we're maintaining some numbers, and that's when we apply for grants. Most grants that we apply for, they ask how many people we impact.
Right.
So we got to keep the numbers up. Sure. And this year we was just open on events due to construction and potential that sewer line going through. We just thought it'd be better if we just was open on the event. So that just kind of gives you some historical perspective where we're at.
we had 275 at the first responders picnic.
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll meet throughout the winter this year, which is a little unusual. We've got a lot of work projects we want to work on, so it'll be kind of a working board meeting. And then we'll make some plans before next year. So probably about in March, I'd like to be on the agenda again, and we can kind of lay out what our plans are next year. With the sewer construction, we're just not sure how that's going to affect if we're open every Saturday.
When you're ready to be on the agenda, just contact Abby.
Okay. All right, that's all I've got. I appreciate you guys' help.
Thank you, Tony.
We'll proceed until after
Thank you.
dinner. Thank you. Thanks for speaking really lightly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
First year, we'll start meeting the plan for the third one, Leon mentioned that in
Sure.
our get together the other day Friday, so.
All right, we'll keep getting ready for you.
All right.
Thank you.
So I'd like to meet with our ambulance director because we need to get them back to work. We'll skip the two things. We'll skip him over.
Morning,
Hey, Brian.
how are you?
Good. How was your weekend?
Busy. I was at the base on weekend. Filling in. Working.
That saves us money. Thanks for doing that.
True, absolutely. Makes me tired. But
That's
it's all
okay.
good, right?
That's okay.
One pass it down. Those are the projections for the first 45 days for billing that we're looking at having come in. Broken down as Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance, and also as well as self-pay.
It'll be interesting what we actually collect out of this. I mean, it's good we're billing, but
Well, the
Collectibles is
Medicaid,
lower.
Medicare, and private insurance, that's a certainty. The self-pay, your lift assist, your patient refusals treated and refuse to go to the hospital, that's another thing. That's up to the billing company.
thank you.
And this
Sure.
is off the billing company's website or what? are you calling it?
That's my dashboard with the billing company.
Okay.
As of today, we ran 109 calls for the month of November.
Oh.
Not including the 154 for October. 25 transports from the hospital. Let's see, we're upcoming December 2nd. We have Shop at the Hero. That we're gonna, December 19th from 5:30 to 7 at Washington Elementary School. We're gonna be doing a stuffer stocking with
Nice.
as well, so.
Now, is that at Washington School or is?
That's
that-
correct. That's at Washington Elementary School. This is our thing that we're gonna be turning in.
Well, I knew they were having a fundraiser, but I thought, yeah, it'll be in the gymnasium for
Correct.
high school.
What?
Yeah, Doc. Right.
Yeah,
Is it?
So where will it be?
well, it's a fundraiser, if you read the flyer, which I'll pass around, but when I was talking to Mindy and stuff, so this is, you pay $20 for a table, which will be set up in the high school gymnasium. But the $20 is, if I understood it all right, the $20 portion is the fundraiser for Washington Elementary School. And then the participants provide like Christmas stockings,
Right.
stuff full of stuff.
Stuff with, stuff from the Dollar Tree or Dollar General
Mhm.
for the kids, the less fortunate kids.
Or baby chips to take home from Susie's farm.
So I have a different question.
Sure.
I was looking at your Medicare.
Right.
Medicare. Let me switch my glasses. The Medicaid, Medicare, you know, this is what you build. You guys aren't gonna get all that kind of money from Medicare.
No, that's the actual cost for Medicaid, yes.
Is this the actual reimbursement cost?
That's correct, yes.
Because so many times when probably all of us go to the doctor, the three of us.
Right.
You'll get this printout in the mail that says, hey, they charge you this is all we're paying.
Right, yeah, like say.
So will
the-
that apply here, I'm sure?
Say the trip is $100 Medicare, we'll pay 35, Medicaid will
Right.
pay 15.
Right.
Right. So, no, that's the actual cost.
Cost or this is
Define
the
that.
actual
I wanna make sure
reimbursement?
That's correct.
Because I'm on the same
Cash.
page with Susie. You say that's the
Dollars.
actual
Yeah, well,
cost.
Did you come see
So,
that?
so when it says $211,
I'm
that's
sorry,
actual money in the bank that will be.
Mm-mm.
that's projected. That's due to come in. Actually, it's 216,000 with the additional
Oh, yeah.
5,000.
That's what we've
next to
billed
it.
so far
Right.
to them, yes.
Okay, but I want to go back because Susie's Susie's got the same question I have. So it's semantic, so I get that.
This is.
You use the term, that's the cost. Okay,
Okay.
you said, yes, that's the actual cost. when I think cost, Susie, I think you're thinking the same way. That's what it costs for the trip.
Right,
What's the reimbursement?
Yeah,
Yeah,
is this reimbursement?
Okay.
that is what it's costing.
That
That's
is
what
what
we
it's being billed out. yes.
Build out. Now,
Okay,
how
so
much
this
we're
is
getting
what's
back,
built.
we don't know.
So let's say,
But the insurance is what you, the 96,000 or whatever it is, there's some
Correct.
change.
Insurance is.
That's what we
Pay that 96.
We
Yes.
build out to insurance 96,000
okay,
is the
so
way I understand it, yes.
years ago when I managed a clinic, let's say we bill $1, we got reimbursed anywhere from 60 to 90% on insurance, like Wellmark or United or whoever it was, okay? We got, and this has been 15 years ago, so it's, I'm sure much less than today's dollars. So then we got like 35%
Right,
for Medicare. And at that time it was 17 for Medicaid, but I'm sure that's gone down
right.
percent.
Mhm.
So what this would be is if we want to know what we get, honestly, it's gonna probably be about a quarter of this. And I'm just guessing.
Brian and I had a conversation Friday, was it? When you were saying that we get the most bang for our buck with private insurance.
Well,
Right,
that's correct.
you do.
And then you go, what's the next one then?
And the
Medicare
next one is
to Medicare.
45, 29% is gonna be self-pay. That's your patient refusals, like
Yeah.
you says.
Yeah.
Medicare will be the next one.
Medicare, and then 3% is Medicaid, which is surprising.
Yeah, that's just very interesting to me.
You're, it's funny, we were talking, out of the private insurance, Medicare and Medicaid, the predominant one is private insurance.
Mhm.
And which took everybody by surprise. And with Medicaid being at 3%, that's
Yeah.
right,
To continue that, I also have Blue Cross Blue Shield.
correct.
So that would be a better deal for the county to get that.
Mhm.
I just wanted everybody to hear that at the same time.
So when you actually get some reimbursement, then let us know what it actually is.
Yeah,
Right.
they'll start sending us that information and break it down. how
Right,
much
it
we
should
get
be
per call.
hopefully by the end of this month.
And so when that comes, will it go to the bank account?
That's correct,
Mhm.
yes.
And then you've got procedures with
Correct.
Mark on where it goes next. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, we had to have a bank account on file.
Yep.
As we discussed earlier, so
Mhm.
that's
Thank
what
you
that
for
was
this.
for. Yes, absolutely. We also have a continuum, which is our basic background for our runs that we do. It
Mhm.
breaks everything down to where the run happened, what kind of run it was, age
Mhm.
predominantly,
Mhm.
male and female, our unit usage and all that is broken down on
And it
this.
tells us, where our employees are missing certain things that need to be done and
See
actually
you, Chauncey.
what I did see here.
And I'll bring printouts next time,
Yeah.
and show you where it breaks down, but
This was some of the kind of information we got from CARE.
We're actually
Oh, we got
showing
it.
like, most people are at 100% and getting everything that they need. All of our areas are at 100% for all the calls. They're not missing any kind of documentation that they need, the billing company might need, or what's supposed to be in there for the state, so.
and then right
It's up and
down
going.
here.
So do you
Yes,
review
we're-
every call?
What's that?
Do you review the documentation in every call?
Every
Yes,
call,
every
yes,
call.
every call gets reviewed. Make sure all the paperwork's there, they have all the sheets filled out, they're supposed to, yes.
Good. The revenue.
See, incidences by zip code, how many calls came out of where. And all that, that's all broken down with the system. so
Do
we
you have
can-
a lot of calls in the rural areas?
I would say the majority right now is more in town.
Mhm.
We've had quite a few at Lockridge lately, and I'm not
We
sure
have.
why.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few there, but yeah, most of them are
I
pretty
can
much.
break all that down and bring it up for you.
I'm just curious,
It breaks down, where there's a paved road, highway, house versus nursing home
Sure.
versus
Mhm.
mobile home.
Yeah, but it'll actually, there's a map. I know it's kind of small. Sorry, I should have brought my other one, but there's a map that'll tell you where certain calls were at. Like this was there's two of them right here in town.
Mm,
There's one that was right here. It just gives you an incident number. It doesn't tell you what the patient is.
Sure.
It'll do that for everywhere that our crews have been to chart the
You know,
report.
I think, was it Friday, we had an evening, we had a conversation about, we had to do mutual aid with Henry County
Yes, we did.
because of rollover.
Yes.
We did
Yeah,
that
we
just-
had gone out there. They had asked for a unit. and
Thanks for
we had
helping.
a unit go out,
Mhm.
so.
So I have a question, not to be a horse's too, but, you know. So I know that evidently it turned out to be nothing, but I know in talking to Brad and stuff, there was a fire call at Taco John's.
Yes, I was out there.
Okay, so you guys were there or somebody was there on standby. Did they get billed for that?
No,
No,
Okay.
that's kind of a county courtesy, being a county
Okay.
service, so. No, I was out there, Mikey was out there, that we just helped get everybody out and stand by for smoke or anything like that
Really?
that needed it, so.
So did they burn tacos or was it a false alarm or?
Just spicy
Yeah,
tacos,
somebody ordered
spicy.
a blackened burrito.
Okay,
No, I'm joking. It was nothing, so I don't know what the cause was.
it was the hot sauce.
Thank you, Brian. Have you
Absolutely.
told Judy yet that you're going to buy shovels to shovel the ambulance place when it snows?
It's a new exercise plan.
it's a pretty good one, yeah. We used to have shovels. I'd make them do it up in the field. They sell time. You have to. 'cause
Well, they're
they can't-
there. They may as well shovel.
Yeah,
some.
they may as well, but you know, even if you had somebody plow it, you can't get close to the
No.
doors and you gotta make sure you keep that ice or
Sure,
you'll be sliding into the poles or.
yeah,
Sounds like a voice experience.
yeah.
You see my driveway?
I can't wait until you slip and
I
fall. Please have
can't
that on
wait
camera.
Well, I know his neighbors.
Rubber baby bumpers down at the end of the
Yeah,
driveway.
that-
You see
Yeah.
my driveway, so,
Ryan, have you ever lived in this kind of climate?
negative, no.
Gonna learn today.
When he was out doing trick or treating out there at the middle school and out at the fairgrounds, the poor guy, I thought he was gonna die. He was like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh." I was like, what is it?
Hey, wait a
Two? And I'm
minute.
like, it's only
I
like
was-
40
I was
degrees,
right
dude.
there.
I
Wait
know,
until
I
it's
know.
negative 40 with the windshield. Wait, just wait.
It was a little chilly.
It was a little chilly, yeah, but it was good. So
Well, it wasn't quite that cold, but it did feel
Well,
Anyway, anything else you want to tell us?
nope, I think that covers it.
Okay.
I got a question, and it's only a question, so I know you're down a position right now.
Yes,
Is there any way that instead of filling that, you could fill that, like, you guys take turns and work? That'd be-
we are.
I know you have been because you were.
We are
doing
right
that,
now.
But
It's-
instead of filling it.
We
since-
have-
Since we're by the hump of the upstart of the.
Yeah, and we
service.
actually, two of those people that you guys approved are paramedics. They're just PRN.
Right.
So
Okay,
they'll
so
be
they'll
helping
be
out
full.
with
Okay,
some
thank
of
you.
that as well. I'm trying to
Right.
fill as much as I can with PRN
Mhm.
and not so much
Are
full-time.
you guys
staff.
working Thanksgiving Day?
I am,
Yes.
yes. I
Thank
am.
you.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
thank you.
I'll be frying turkeys that day as well.
Oh,
so,
dear.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, fire department on standby,
Yeah,
please. Do you have that paper from Washington School? Who has that paper? We didn't.
No?
Is it over here?
That's around.
Oh, there it is,
There it is.
right there, 'cause I can't send it out.
So in that regard, real
Thank you,
quickly,
Susie.
I know the county can't provide funds out of county funds, but
Could we set up like a donation can or
maybe
something?
something in the little table corner in the auditor's office for people to put.
They're
funds
expecting
into to help
400
purchase.
students, and we need to get little like gifty things like toothbrushes, toothpaste, little toys. Anything.
Why can't the
And we-
supervisors just donate $100 for that?
Oh, I would do what? Say it again?
Why can't the supervisors donate a little money for that?
Well, I think each of us can. I'm not suggesting,
Mhm.
I intended to, but I was just,
We've
if,
done it before, like we've had a quilt raffle. before.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Was it very successful?
I don't remember. It wasn't
Okay.
for. I don't know if it
I remember, but I remember there was a lot of red tape, so we could get.
It's gonna be on
approval.
December 9th from 5:30 to 7.
So it wasn't.
I've got
Well,
Is that a Friday?
I mean, it was a whole can of worms. It
December
was like
7th. What is December
started-
7th?
This is-
like 12 years ago.
No,
What you mean, as
that
far
wouldn't
as
have
just
been
setting
it,
up a
but we
bucket
did
of
one.
money?
Remember we had.
December 19th. It's on a Tuesday.
Oh, it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
19th?
and that was a
19th.
fundraiser for somebody, right? This is, would just be.
Why don't we do this?
Donations.
We're having a Christmas party.
I know,
at
I'm
the
just
courthouse.
saying.
Yeah.
Why don't we pass a hat or have a can?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
We
the
could do
fair-
that.
I'll-
Okay,
we'll
because I know I've got some employees that have volunteered to help donate to go pick up things from the Dollar
Yeah.
Tree. I mean,
You
they're
know,
not gonna care. Toothbrushes, toothpaste. They gave us some ideas, McDonald gift cards for French fries,
I
and maybe I
think-
can get them to donate some stuff.
Yeah, I think some of this community stuff's fine, but then on the other hand, part of me is like, why do we spend money on it when we know people are gonna call the ambulance? It's not like we have to advertise. So I like the fact we're not using taxpayer money,
Mhm.
which is great, because we
Yep.
can.
Yep.
So therefore, it's fine if we wanna do it. I mean, it's good.
I mean, it gets us out in the
Community
community.
service,
right,
exactly.
And it lets them know that we're here.
Yep.
Like a lot of them.
Lee and Dee, I just suggest that maybe we have a can here when we have our Christmas party on the 12th.
That's a good
For those
idea.
of us that are so inclined to put a little money in.
You guys do it with the cuss jar.
Yeah. Why
It's
don't we do-
hiding.
why don't we do the money for that?
Well,
Yeah.
because I
And
initially
he did
said
tell
we
you
were gonna
about the
do it.
Elks.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shopping thing. We've done that we were invited last year and we got invited again this year. And staff really like it. It's really fun to go help those kids.
But I
and
agree
go
with
shopping.
Susan. We as individuals can contribute, and that's all I was thinking was that if we set something up for individuals to contribute.
So on the 12th, when we have our Christmas dinner here, we can have a can with maybe a picture of that on.
all right, thanks.
You gotta put money in it, not take it out.
How was it donated?
I know you have. So it
Is that
is
your business? Yeah.
9:17 and Dee has somewhere to be.
Okay,
So Lee,
yes.
do you have any meetings last week?
Well, McElhaney House, we had actually a pretty good meeting, and we were talking about somebody that's brave enough to climb up and do the shutters on the windows, and I'm not that person, but Fred's moving forward with that.
Really?
Yeah. And then EMS Association meeting, that Dee and I were at the ambulance base, which was a good meeting. And then we did the active shooter phase 3 at the fairgrounds on Thursday. It was at the Board of Health meeting, representing the Rust Board on Thursday with Bruce Hudson. Was a good meeting with the Board of Health with the city of Fairfield. And Bruce and Chris had worked very closely with Melanie regarding,
The public health nurse.
right, I'm sorry, yeah, regarding the, we just talked about it,
Annexation.
the annexations, yeah, more specifically along Libertyville Road. There are some concerns that the city has there that they're working through. And so that was part of the discussion. I stopped out, unfortunately, to the memorial for Tammy Jones. That was kind of sad. I don't do those well. And then, as Tony mentioned, the Barnes mural dedication. And for those that are online, it's a big mural on the north side of a building behind the barns that really well done, and it depicts the history of the barns as far as the family that was there, the Gorman family, and as I indicated at the dedication, I'm big on our history and our heritage and the preservation of that. And again, want to thank publicly all of those folks that worked so hard, way too many to name, and that their dedication to preserving our past for the future, because if we don't preserve that, progress is a great thing, but progress running over the top of preserving our history and our heritage sometimes is not necessarily a good thing. So,
Yeah.
and you know, Susie, you've been here, Dee, of course she's gone, but you know, at one point, there was a serious consideration of bulldozing the farms down when that bypass came through and stuff, because obviously, no reflection upon the DOT, but that wasn't their cup of tea. So all the people from the beginning, the history that's behind that, there used to be pictures up here.
I think we gave them to the Maston Barns.
That's right. So I'm just very, very appreciative of all those folks that work so hard to maintain that and that history. And the mural is just part of that ongoing process. So that's all I have. Thank you.
I had nothing.
That's a song. Did you know that? I think.
Oh dear.
Well, yes.
Does anybody have a hook?
Oh, I forgot to ask her. Is she gonna call in tomorrow?
For what?
Spotlight.
I'm doing Spotlight tomorrow.
Oh,
She
okay.
asked me to do it.
Okay.
Can't wait. I hope we get Connor.
I'll let Steve know. He will delegate it to me.
Good. Because you're more fun to give grief to.
Does he get all flustered?
No, he does not.
Oh,
He does not. But neither does he break into karaoke song.
oh, well,
Did you
okay.
hear that this morning on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was great. Absolutely.
Well, I don't know about that, but.
So
okay.
before we adjourn, why is the VFW shut down?
Well, someone forgot to renew their liquor license. So they're working on doing that right now. I think.
Well, that's an important group of people not to.
Yeah.
Come on.
You don't want to make the veteran thing.
No,
Are you saying we're alcoholics?
not quite. Well, not quite.
You guys just like to have a good time. I've never known a member of the military, present or a veteran, who doesn't like to have a good time, especially Marines.
You know, that's okay because they've all done their,
Due
they've done their
diligence.
service.
Yeah.
You know,
But
we
I
can't
think
forget
they
that.
sent forth all the paperwork, so,
We should have driven it up there.
yeah, absolutely. I wasn't able to be at karaoke on Friday because of it, so yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's too bad.
If you go to Facebook, you know, apparently you type in Fairfield VFW, the very first video you find is a video of me singing karaoke, and I love
I'm not sure that's a positive, but
it.
okay.
It's great, it's fantastic.
I'm not even gonna say.
Although some of the stuff I hear on the radio today, you probably would have a number one hit if you
Yeah.
gave it a shot, Connor.
So before we adjourn, we have several folks that walked in the room. Would you like to say something?
I'm Michael Parsons,
Hi, Michael.
and
I talked to you.
yes,
It is the county. Remember Parsons, the rabbit thing?
Yep,
Somebody put
right.
the grade up. And we went down there and looked at it. This gentleman's from Arizona. He wears the shirt.
I did. I figured you'd get an idea when you saw the Arizona. There's a gate up now. Is that, I need to know what road I can use to get back. to
You
that
would go
property.
back down to,
181st.
is that, or is that Spruce?
So you go to Spruce and then down.
Down, there's a little driveway. Morning.
So did we close that road off and they got
They-
Is
both
that a
sides?
bad thing or a good thing?
Can we, is there anything we can do to reverse that, or this is done deal? Cause I don't, did somebody send me anything, email?
Yeah, I sent you a
notification?
letter. He's got a letter from the
I'll-
county attorney's office in
I
Arizona.
didn't get any letter at my house.
Okay. Well, they would have sent something to whatever address was listed.
Well, you called
informing
it.
you.
Mr. Parson, why don't you give,
Parsons,
Parsons.
because we are the college Parsons.
You are? Serious?
Yes, we
Okay,
are.
We can go into that after I get through. But, why don't you give,
So the other thing I need to know, so is it Rabbit Run, Keith?
Rabbit Run is what.
It was closed off?
It's closed off.
So the other one is 181st? Is that
that goes
land
down to your
split
property.
back to, what is their name, Redding?
Reddingers.
And me, or or not?
That road's not closed, or that street, whatever you want to call it, underneath.
Are you certain about this?
But
So
Lee, when the,
it's still a road.
Yes.
when you go down Rabbit, there's that gate.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you go in the other way from Spruce,
180.
Yeah.
And go,
Yeah.
and go west.
Yeah.
so the part of, I can't remember exactly how that goes, but if Rabbit only goes so far, and then we got a gate for Reddinger, but then the rest of it, we closed the rest of that little part of the road, and he would get half of that, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
all property owners,
yeah,
I
yeah.
need to know about the road running east and west,
Uh-huh.
because
181st is open.
Mike
So that's still open.
is the county attorney.
Well,
I'm
he
the
left,
assistant
but here's the
county attorney.
assistant county attorney.
And I'm having trouble
this
getting my
is-
computer up right now because I
He-
pull up the
He told me,
resolution.
the last time I talked to him, that road was closed and the land was given back to the
Whoops,
landowner.
sorry.
I never knew anything about that either.
Okay,
The
so this is
last time we
Spruce.
Yep.
spoke to whom?
This is where the gate is at.
Correct.
Chauncey.
Was
And
it
Mr.
Chauncey or Mike Brown,
Parsons
maybe?
Mike Brown.
Mike
He owns
Brown.
this piece here,
Okay.
And then,
and he
and then
also
she said,
owns
we need to
all
check
of
on
this
that,
here.
and that's the last I heard.
And he also owns
We
Sorry,
did
I-
not, we did not close
part of this corner.
181st.
Dwayne.
You absolutely certain.
Sure I
It
am.
was just
Okay.
Rabbit
This is the
Avenue.
county.
Okay.
Because
We
we've
should-
cleared it out so
So
you can get
Thi-
up and
This
down
is Spruce Avenue.
that road
coming through
down.
Salina.
So
That
Sure
was
it
the
is.
reason.
Okay,
that
Okay, yep.
So
Because
this is
of
Rabbit,
the access
where they
off
put the gate up,
Spruce,
right about where the,
Yeah, that's the end of
Okay.
the property line.
so this is 181st. So this is still open as a
That is still
road.
open.
So
And
they, so
technically, so it's,
Rabbit Avenue,
183rd.
Rabbit Run, you know, whatever it is.
That's where-
that's where all that,
181st
all those.
Yes.
oh, okay.
To that property. Now,
Yeah,
if all the
that's-
property.
That goes down Dean
Okay,
Anderson's.
Look at him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now,
Yeah,
all the
there's,
property
there's an
owners
unplatted road through there that Dean
along
Anderson's occupied.
181st
Okay.
decided that
But
they
yeah,
wanted
one
to
eighty-first
close
goes all
that.
the way.
Okay,
Let's go back to
that's a
inline and grab
conversation
it.
for another
Okay.
day. that could
So
be
what
had,
Michael
but that
owns
being
is
said,
this piece in
the other
here,
thing is the law does not
And then
allow
this
us to
piece
landlock
here.
property.
correct.
and then he
So
also owns
therefore,
a portion of
181st
this.
has to
Does he own the
remain
open?
open, because
Part of it.
otherwise,
It-
if
it's-
it
it's
had been
between
closed in a previous
him,
life,
now my wife.
vacated in previous
their
life
other
by a
brother,
previous
and
board or
Harold Smith.
whatever, we couldn't have
The-
closed
They own the
Rabbit,
Oddfellow Lodge.
because it would have
That's
landlocked.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Me
Your
and
property.
Dean
And
Anderson,
this,
yeah.
where,
Right.
this is a well.
Right, and in
This
fact,
piece
when
of
we were
property
up
goes
there,
with this.
we had some discussions about the Anderson property in terms of some other issues and
it's-
concerns, but that
So
being
we've been
said,
working on clearing this road out.
181st is
And
open.
the last time,
Again, like I
down,
said,
it looks
because the
nice.
law
Yeah,
doesn't allow
because it's
us.
just really overgrown
landlock.
on the south
Yeah.
side
So, yeah, this.
But
gate
that was the
put up
issue.
by
They
this
didn't want
Person.
by them.
Me,
But then
it wasn't
he
me
then
driving
doesn't
on that
own-
road,
now
that's why
it's
they wanted
road.
it closed.
But it looks like Mr.
So
Parsons has.
my thing was, if that
So
road
what
was
about
closed,
this? This
I'd
part
still
of
be
it, is this
driving
considered still road?
on two wheels on their property.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I
Where,
understand
where,
that.
where, it kind of looks like 181st.
He
stops
owns
here.
both sides of the property, so
181st is planned to go to Rabbit. So yeah,
So
there's
so
no,
that's considered a road all the way up to their gate.
actually, I think when they seeded, when they vacated Rabbit, I think they vacated Rabbit all the way to 181st.
so
Is
that
that
means
correct?
this landowner,
Remember
Mr.
that, right?
So,
Parsons.
and I'm trying to get this.
Gets-
pulled up,
Can't
but it's-
do that.
And,
because then
does he
you're
own
still
this
on
part
their property,
too?
getting
No.
their property.
Okay, that means he gets
Can't
part of the
vacate
road. that was-
181st
Well, that's what we're
completely.
trying, that's
No.
part of what we're trying to figure out.
vacated by the county to the adjacent property owner.
Because
That's not what he just said.
Redinger's,
That's exactly not what you said.
181st.
Not on 181st, Rabbit.
Just
Rabbit.
Rabbit.
Rabbit. We vacated Rabbit
Sorry,
to
I
the
didn't
adjacent.
point, but
I'm sorry, yeah. We
So-
vacated Rabbit to the
Mr.
adjacent
Parsons owns
property
this.
owners.
Who owns this?
So Reddinger that owns it on both sides,
All the way to here?
owns
Yeah,
it
they-
through
they
it,
own
and
this
then you
whole
own both sides
lot,
of it
with the
south.
exception
Reddinger.
of
Is that
the
not
section
correct?
that.
Okay, then-
Longfellow is.
Dwayne, Mr. Renninger and I
Yeah,
wanted to say
so
Mr.
right in the
Rabbit.
corner, Gene owns
Mr. Parsons would own half of that, the rest of that road.
Correct.
So that's how that would go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you explain that to Mr. Parsons?
All right, so was it easier on the map? Probably not.
No, it's
See,
not.
All right,
What we were thinking is Reddinger got this.
I was just trying to pull it up.
But here's
yeah, so,
Mr. Parsons' land. He would own half the road,
correct.
July.
okay?
So that's a,
Half of this road.
that is,
Half of
that is a
that.
60-foot, right, platted right of way.
Okay.
So each,
60 foot.
yeah, so each
Okay.
property owner has 30
It
feet.
was earlier than September.
Is this your wife?
Yes. Has
Yeah.
30 feet
Yeah.
of
This is my sister.
that right away.
I'm a parson,
So,
just like him.
so where
Someday
these
I'd
two
love to talk to you
intersect
about
is
parcels,
where,
but this is-
I would love to talk to
Yeah.
somebody about parking.
Yes.
too.
so where these two intersect,
Mhm.
he owns, I would assume this half
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, but he also owns half the road.
They would
Correct.
own,
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
okay.
Mr. Parsons, you can understand that.
Yeah, we
I
have.
barely do, but you know. I-
Yeah,
You
well,
can-
we just
Yeah.
want to make sure if we go park a vehicle up in here that we're not encroaching on
Yeah.
their side.
No, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Wherever that gate is, this is his.
The center of that gate, can we call that or
It
not?
would be the center of the gate, wouldn't it?
Is it the survey to put it in the center of that road or these guys just plopped it in there?
Well, the gate runs,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
sorry.
the gate
Gate runs
runs,
should be on his at his
and this
property.
is his driveway.
So
so the
anything
gate-
on the
gate is
south
like
side of
right
the
here.
gate is
Gate's like right
still
here.
yours?
Okay.
Yeah.
Elizabeth,
Yeah,
here you
so
go.
it was July 13th, I just found it.
The south of the gate
Okay. July
should belong
13th,
to
that'd be.
the
This
Parsons.
is Rabbit Avenue.
And,
When I sent you an email.
Yeah,
Yep,
okay, and so the.
and who owns the land
It
on
was
this side?
annexed
Okay,
all the way
The
through.
Reddingers.
okay.
So right here is
You
on
get-
kind of an L shape.
But you get half of that remaining road, that's true.
So we-
Parsons would be that,
We did
and
all
then-
that work, Keith, and the county could have done it for us.
Yep,
All of
that's
this?
exactly right.
All on 181st
Well,
Street?
one of you guys had been out there and went through it, and I thought it was Mike Brown said I wouldn't drive a Mercedes through there. It was-
No,
it was
it was
bad.
grown, almost closed.
We widened that
So we
road.
did your job. Do we get paid?
So.
Seven.
That is.
So we cleared it back, so there's
Yeah,
actually didn't
don't-
get two
Just
cars side by
think
side.
of me.
And
It's
we
7
went through it recently. Remember the last time we went
Yes.
through it after I talked to him on the phone?
Okay.
And I apologize.
So, Mr. Parsons,
Yes,
I lost.
So,
the number.
this.
south half.
So just here in the last week is when we've been working on it.
Oh, really?
Since-
Yeah.
since he's
Go
been-
in.
Yeah, since he's been home,
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
so you
because their
own
mother
a
passed away,
parcel.
so,
Oh, sorry to hear
Our
that.
mom.
so
And I,
that's why he's
um,
back now. And
They own the Oddfellow church. which is part of it.
Yep.
I was
So you
thinking right here.
you own this parcel. Yes, so you own this parcel.
We're still in
And you
DDR.
don't, I'm sure Michael won't care if you call him Michael, and I don't care if you call me Michelle, and this is Keith.
So
Oh, okay.
this
Used
has
to
all
be
been,
Michelle.
Nice to meet you too.
and the
Um,
access is, for any of these other properties, is 181st. So
Actually, it's still in
is this
DDR.
still all the way down to the back?
Yeah.
So I don't own that?
What?
You own this. You own this half right here. And Mr. Redding, where is that?
Reddinger.
Okay, owns the other side.
Keith, you need to do this.
Yep, I thought
So
maybe you
Mr.
should go over
Jefferson
there.
owns.
Because I'm gonna be the one wrong, so.
Yeah.
I know.
Did you? We're on
You
Zoom, I'm
own
sorry.
This half.
Yeah, I don't know, it's good.
Okay, so there's 183rd, here's 181st.
Our whole family graduated from Fairfield. My mom, our mom, and dad.
So,
We're part of the, Keith and I were in
I did
that
not
house
know
with
that.
Don Peck.
so then
Yeah,
Mr.
we're the
Parsons.
ones, yeah,
You
we're the
own-
ones he mangled up.
Oh,
This is clear down into that
Broken wrist
timber
in
you were
3
asking
places.
about.
And my sternum is cracked clear through.
I grew up. in
181st was all the way down.
Knew him.
I knew him too, because his kids were in school with me. The youngest one was in my class.
Okay, so, and you,
So,
sir, own
yeah.
half of this. And Mr.
Guys, we're still on Zoom, so be careful what you say.
owns the other half.
Anyway,
And
well,
down here is
I'm
Mr.
not
Harrison owns
Croatia,
half,
Richard.
yes,
What's that?
Mhm.
and you own.
I worked with Trish at the middle school.
I don't know.
I worked with Hunter.
Yeah.
Is-
181st.
He is. I love him.
He is wise.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what you're saying is correct. We
Okay.
need to get a copy of
Kiss
the
it right back, that's what I
resolution.
love.
When
And Abby's
he
got
was
a
8
copy
years
of
old.
the resolution. She
Yeah.
can also just
Well,
walk
because
you
you're
through
having
exactly
that
what
after
happened.
marriage.
Yeah.
He gotta be on John Whitaker.
He is. We love him there.
Oh,
And I can't go back to work January 3rd. I've been off since this happened in October 21st. And then that's a tentative date.
Okay.
That depends on how
They
this
do.
feels and
Yeah.
There's nothing they do for this.
Was key.
Where you see the dotted lines.
He has injuries that you can't
No,
see.
I'm just trying to.
But like and he's starting physical therapy tomorrow.
That dotted line
Like
would be
across here.
basically the property line now? No, that
Pulls it.
indicates.
I see him go.
Where there used to be.
It's paining.
I see how the road-
And we-
Did you graduate from my sister?
The
Remember?
purple
I
is
go to John.
basically.
I was in the class of 82 and Michael was in the class of 84.
John
This is where
graduated
Uncle
in 72, June was
Yeah.
7, I don't know, 5, Julie was 7.
Just a hair.
When we grew up, we have another brother younger that lives here.
Uh-huh.
We live here, we live in Salina.
Oh,
So,
Of course. you would.
yeah, we live on the property that my mother grew up on. And
That's
Michael,
always cool.
Michael owns the property that our dad grew up on.
You know, that's cool.
Yeah, and we're trying to keep all of our properties still in the family.
It's.
I can
work Yes, sir.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're here about.
Hi, Darcy. We just
Hi.
twiddling our thumbs, waiting for the bill.
Yes, sir.
The area that we were.
What?
Where's that address so she can have it?
Yeah, it's, if you just
So
Google
right here
Beacon,
is.
Jefferson County.
Beacon, as in BEACON?
Yeah.
So I can go right here.
Okay.
You can see all these aerial maps.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought you had to come
Hey,
in
listen,
here.
I just learned about that.
Okay.
And it's going to tell me.
I'll put that in
A lot
my
of people
notes.
go in there
what
to
is
see properties or
what
what,
is that?
without those realtors.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
And all these counties are.
All you have to have to get to where you want to go is a specific address or name.
Okay.
So all I typed in to get to this place, I just typed in rapid. And then it'll list all of the, and this is the address that's listed.
Karen, what's your,
for
what's
rapid.
is it Karen? No,
That's how this.
Michelle.
I'm Michelle.
Thank you.
Right.
Michelle,
And then you can enlarge it
MICHELLE,
to look at a specific,
What's your phone
you know,
number?
area.
319
However you want to.
850.
But any of the areas that
1767.
were vacated,
Which I can, if you want me to, I can
Okay.
go through that resolution.
okay. Anyway, the areas that are
And
vacated.
speaking, is there
properties
anything
on
else I
the
need to know
side of that vacated
with
road.
that?
You
What
hear
are
it.
they talking
I'm sorry.
about with the guy with?
Where you-
in front of
Yeah.
the-
Yeah, so-
Because we live.
Where you can see the aerial photos,
Beacon.
just Beacon, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
So you got some notes.
Where are you going?
Because
Because we're still in session.
All right, so.
Motion to adjourn.
We haven't approved the bills yet. Go on.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna, for those viewing, we're gonna take you a little break.
I lived there when I was a kid, and it's like, I've almost gone down that road, and I'm like, oh, my God, I can't.
Right.
That'd be trespassing, right?
I believe too, I can't remember the impetus for it, but I think they needed to build a ramp. So this or.
Oh,
Mr.
Comment,
Redding.
Mr. Redding, our VP.
Plotted, please, plotted, please.
Yeah, he was out there staring at us the other day. Just three.
So if I
Nowadays, you know,
did it
wonder-
together correctly, your family owned Parsons?
They started it,
Yeah, they were around.
yeah, like our great grandfather founded it in
Whatever.
1875.
Whenever you guys both ended up being sold, was it still owned by the family?
It's never, no, it was not by then,
For the t-shirt payment, Abby said that.
but that is our name attached
Discussion
with
about
that.
last week, that
Yeah,
it wasn't
I-
deposited,
whenever I
but it
heard
was,
them
it was
say, you know,
deposited
Parsons,
back in
I think I
October.
walked in, I thought about it, and then you guys said it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Not, we were the fifth family to settle in this county.
Okay.
Really?
Yep, so we've been here, God set us down here.
Well, my,
Do you live here still?
Yes, there are still a few Parsons here.
Huh.
We live in Salina. My
We
husband and I live in
have a
Salina.
magistrate judge named Phil Parsons. I don't know. if he's
Philip?
familiar. Phil.
From
Yeah.
Richland, Packwood area?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's our cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his
my-
dad and mom are Tim and Nancy.
Oh, wow.
my family,
And this
we
is
might
what-
not be
this is
from here,
what
I'm from
it's 100%
southern
because,
Illinois.
you know, they do
We're
it
sorry, Tim.
forever and
Yeah, I know, my family,
It's not
that's
your
where we
fault.
hail from. But we've been there since the town's founding, and that town's much older than or sorry, than Council's name is than Fairfield. We're known for having the world's largest ketchup bottle, and we
Ketchup bottle, I
Yeah.
love ketchup.
We're
Somebody's
also,
gotta be famous for something.
well, we're also the
Connor
world,
works for the radio station.
we're also the
I got
world
that idea.
producer in horseradish.
What now?
Horseradish.
You know, in Brighton, there used to be a ketchup factory.
Oh, really?
I've still got some of the little bottles, they were little bottles.
What was the,
I didn't know
what was the
that.
name brand? Any idea?
The Brighton ketchup factory.
Oh, it was the Brighton Ketchup Factory.
That's
Sometime I feel like I'll bring a bottle in for you to see.
This was a ketchup factory that moved from Canada. Canada came down to where we were, and they built this big water tower that ended up looking exactly like a ketchup bottle, Brooks Ketchup. They used it to make their ketchup. Then whenever they moved, they never brought their ketchup bottle with them, so it's been a staple of the town ever since. It's on all the shirts.
It's an icon.
Yeah, every year whenever it's the birthday of the
As
town,
soon as
they
Lee
have
comes back, we'll
a
continue.
they have a
Yeah,
birthday
that's what it
cake that they
says.
put right underneath the ketchup bottle. It's awesome. Yeah,
Well-
my family's been there for a long, long time.
There was a creamery on the property that we own.
Really?
And my grandfather remembers it being there,
So then
It
you
closed in
this resolution
1929.
got-
Really?
but there are, I've seen pictures of it and people
Where
pulling
you're,
up there with wagons.
South
Where
South
your Oddfellow Lodge is,
Mhm.
I live straight south across Highway 34 and
of the part of that
back down, you know,
That's where
Where-
Gloria and Phil Countryman across
yeah,
34.
about where, a little past that, I'm at where you go to Worcester Corner, which is a corner.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, see, most people don't
Yeah,
know that.
oh, yeah.
And-
You know where Parsonsville was, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
fact, the back of the property used to be known, is some of the Colville, remember when?
Yeah, I know where Colville was.
I'll have to, Kurt Hansen, before he passed away, gave me a booklet of all the birds in Jefferson
There were
County.
tons.
I know. I'm finding out. I'll see you tomorrow, 8:30.
Tomorrow at 8:30. What's tomorrow at 8:30?
Spotlight.
That's right.
Here, do you need a note?
I'll write it down.
Okay. Thank you, Connor. Thank you very much.
Blocks 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well, if I don't actually see you tomorrow when you call in,
I will call in.
okay, well, have a happy Thanksgiving.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'll probably be going over to the First United Methodist Church, get some
Because you're
Thanksgiving.
welcome to come to the farm. if you-
All right, I'll have to keep that in mind. I know I'm going over here with my neighbor, but after that, I'm not sure.
Well, see you later. You know my
Keep it in
number.
mind. Have a good one, guys.
All right.
Oh, that's on by then.
Connor's leaving my building.
It's
So
not-
good to see you. Parsons.
We're still here. There are several.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
So anyway,
Really?
Yeah, the link of the.
if you're here, Worcester, a little bit up on Redwood, and then you take 240th, and it curves like this and becomes 239. They closed this road that went out, but I didn't.
I haven't been down there for years, but I do know where you're talking about. Because I used to ride it.
Eckridge had owned that farm.
I used to ride with my dad all over Tarnation.
Really?
Yeah. He worked for the ASC office.
Oh.
So Daddy used to say, Michelle, we're getting in, get in the truck, we're going after school.
Yeah.
And I'd say, okay, because I knew I was doing the paperwork.
Somebody.
So-
You need me, Judy?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you for a minute, just so-
Well, they're still worried about this.
You can sit here.
It's not anything that I need out of you or anything like that.
No, we don't want.
So these ambulance repairs, how are we going to handle all of this? Because they make me want to have a heart attack. So doing my budget, we only budgeted $9,000 for the first 6 months.
So, I just approved that bill. All I need to do is have Darcy changed the code.
Okay.
004
To the
is-
001.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, so,
See, you're catching on.
yeah. Okay, and I can change that. I'll give it back to her. So right now, I only budgeted $9,000 for maintenance for the first 6 months, according to my budget. We're already at 13,000. If you look at these bills, like this one, everything, from what I understand, talking to Damien, everything that happened with this rig is because when CARE had it, they left the two front wheels in.
The thing is, we can't.
And I understand that. Is there something we can do besides taking this water? I
Let me
didn't
think
budget
about
for all of this. And Lee said something about There was like $35,000. Okay, all right.
Parson people, thank you very much.
Actually, we're better than the Parsons.
Oh, now listen.
Yeah, but I still.
I want to come and see I want to come and see the Oddfellow Lodge someday.
No, you really
You
don't.
really don't want to go. You can see the outside, but the inside is in bad shape.
Is it?
We can't divulge too much information.
Yeah.
Hey,
How do you determine that that's
Yeah.
considered?
historical monument. Did anybody register that as a historical monument?
Historical sites. or
Talk
anything.
to the guys over at Carnegie Museum,
The Carnegie
the old
Museum.
library.
Yeah.
They've got the county historical societies there.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's who I talk to when I'm doing a road project and make sure we're not gonna destroy anything. Yeah, but they've got a lot of neat stuff that a lot of.
Oh, no, that's fine.
That's yours. Yeah, you don't already have that.
Sondheim too.
Is that something you know about or not?
No, I think you should speak with the people at the Carnegie Museum.
Is that where it'd be registered?
They would.
They would be the first resource.
Yeah, and there's a young Duke's
We're
son.
just curious.
It's a lot to do with that now. He's really all about this.
And they would also, if it's not, they would also be able probably to help you walk through the process of accomplishing that.
Yeah.
Is it a double-edged sword?
No, I think.
I don't know anything. I
think
really
you're
don't know.
No, there's an issue, right? So-
Oh, are you saying there's an abandoned mine with gold underneath that?
We wish, but no, not quite that.
You never know what-
I do think,
No,
I know
I
I
get
came
that.
across that bridge.
Yeah, you don't know.
I do think if I understand correctly, that once it's designated as a historical,
Because he,
when it gets that some of those designations, they restrict the list of what you
Can do.
can do.
Take shifts.
You also,
Keep track of that somewhere.
and how do I say that, use purpose, if you will.
Then come to the
But then it also opens up,
We're trying
as
to-
I understand it, the opportunity to potentially receive some grant dollars for restoration and that sort of
Well,
thing.
that's where we're at.
well, the only reason I'm asking is because.
I can tell you, for example, the Mazdam barns. So,
I don't know. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
and I'm
asking.
not really unsure about how that works, but I know that.
in the process of developing.
And I'm not
Yeah,
asking you to make any
years
decisions,
ago,
but I
I'm just
wanna
throwing
know.
it out.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I mean,
And they were
I'm looking
restoring the
at, that's
barns
just what I've
or
spent so
whatever.
far.
Shame on you.
And right down to the
Do you want
shutters.
ambulances?
You know, little shutters.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
We were gonna
But-
paint
So
those,
you're
or
gonna
not, I wasn't.
I
but they were
recoded
gonna
it,
paint
Okay.
those
And I'm
that
gonna give
dark
it to,
green
what's her
that you
name
see
over there,
on
and make a
large
photocopy of it, she
lot.
can over there, see, yeah.
And I've already signed
Yeah,
that.
I said, no,
So,
you
yeah, so
can't
we'll
do
just-
that because that is not
The historical
Time.
color.
what the original,
Oh,
right?
this is
So,
the bill that I
that's why I asked
just
if it's a
submitted,
double-edged
this is the one
sword.
I just
Right.
submitted this morning.
So
This
there,
is what I'm
that's why I
talking
say there are
about.
restrictions associated
Yeah.
with it.
Heck, we had one that was
My guess is this is
$4,500.
a very drawn out process, but I don't know if everything involved in it.
So basically, my dad always called them shingle shacks because the sides are actually shingles.
Right.
Yeah, he
So
took his
we
money and
couldn't
he
even-
ran very quickly.
We couldn't even.
That's all I
decide on
need.
it or
On the
anything.
sidebar.
Well,
Registered.
I'm not 100% sure, but I can tell you that the wood shingles and stuff are still available and can still be done. I just, the cost probably would be, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing that we're trying to figure out.
You know, if I may need a hospital.
Right,
And I needed more brains on my eyes.
right. So I think Dwayne is right. The Historical Society is, you know, whether they can get you all the information today or before you're back to someone, I don't know. But clearly they can at least tell you whether or not it's on the register.
They have drug
If
dogs.
it's on the register, if somebody's taking the initiative.
Well, it's almost Tuesday.
Yes.
Well, you're good.
Come on in.
That's all I can tell you at this point, because I honestly don't know. Normally, something of that, there would be somewhere, I would think, on the property or on the building, there'd be a sign that says the National Historic Register and associated with a number or something. But
There's many things I can't say right now, and I'd love to, but they gotta.
Whatever we can do to help you, don't be afraid to ask us, whether it's just a question or something.
I'm not afraid to ask questions at all.
Well,
well, good.
Yeah.
I'm shocked with sewer. Didn't you have kids who went to Pence?
Years ago, yeah.
I was there.
Yeah,
Pence wasn't built yet when Lee went to school.
well, and I didn't go to school here. But yeah, Brandon and Darren both. went there.
Maybe
Yep,
something.
they're
We're gonna
Oh,
try,
yeah.
we're gonna try.
My stepdaughters, Gina and
I know.
Carla.
All right,
Now we're
thanks.
in middle school.
Yeah.
Name sound familiar too.
She works with my wonderful nephew at the middle school.
So,
I do.
why got you guys here?
My son
I'm gonna ask it, I am gonna ask a question.
Okay.
So if you said, if we came to the conclusion that 183rd is still, 181st is still a county road,
Uh-huh.
can we get some gravel put on that?
183rd is a, or 181st is a county right of way. It was never developed as a road. And a lot of, just like all the alleys in.
So am I responsible for maintaining it? On my
If you-
side?
If you wish to use it, yeah. That's just
But we
like, just
can't-
like the roads in Linby and.
We can't
Bedford.
get the county to put gravel down there.
Maybe if you build a house down there.
Well, there
Well,
was,
there has
there
been.
has been.
That's why,
Remember I
that's
told
why
you,
he used Rabbit
there's
Run to
sewer,
get to it.
water, electric, all there. And I told you that, and that's when you said we need to research this.
Yeah.
And then I come
I
in.
had forgotten that part.
And then I
And
said,
I also had got my phone, I got all my phone.
well, I remember you called me on the 5th of July.
Yeah.
5th of July,
Yeah.
and that's how I had your number.
It's okay. Thank you.
Yeah, but I don't know when you're at work and when you're not, but somebody said call anytime, and I'm like,
No, actually calling time.
So can we get you on another one?
She knows that we were in that accident.
I'm so sorry. These
Okay.
folks were in the accident with
So-
Donald Pack.
That was, that's the two of us.
Wait a minute, we're on Zoom, so maybe we shouldn't talk names. But go ahead.
What does it take to get a flashing light put on that stop sign?
At.
185th. We're talking 185th and Highway 1, the intersection there.
Oh, okay.
That's where we had our.
185th and Highway 1,
Yes.
Mhm.
north of town.
North of town.
Then you turn on the road, and you can cut over the Pleasant Plain Road.
That's between Highway 1 and.
He was,
Pleasant
the other
Plain
driver
Road,
was
right?
heading east. You come over a little hill and there's a stop sign. And that's what's in the ground.
It's by
Oh,
the,
that's right there, yeah.
Yeah.
South of
And
there.
we're not according to the guy that lives on the corner there, we're not the only accident that's ever happened there.
I suppose that would be something where we'd have to put that up on the agenda.
That would take a motion by the Board of Supervisors. and,
Rumble strips on the.
I was gonna send you a
blacktop
bunch
on
of pictures, but I
185th.
still might. I
Yeah,
got your-
you ought to see
I
the
got your
pictures of
emails.
injuries.
What'd you say?
You ought to see the pictures of injuries.
And we want it on both sides, right?
That would
I
be
think so.
perfect.
I would
yeah,
think so.
that would be the ultimate
If
solution.
you could see the one injury I had, you'd be appalled.
I actually do think, I about got hit several times there from people coming.
But even if you go from that intersection to the west and then turn around and come back toward east, there is a, stop ahead type sign. That should have a flashing light.
Assess that. Do you have like a accident?
We'll put it on the agenda to
I
talk
might
to,
get
and we'll have the
the
county engineer research that.
I'll get the pricing on it. We just put them on Osage and Glasgow Road.
For the same reason for an
Yeah.
accident, you know.
Yeah.
So
Is that
if I pay for the
right?
gravel to put on that road,
If you would like to choose. Okay, so technically, right now, that would be a level B road. Which is not maintained, 181st.
but are they, I mean,
Okay.
If
gravel goes on there hard or whatever, I guess.
If the adjacent landowners would like to upgrade a road to a level A, they can petition the Board of Supervisors. And the way that works is the
Oh my
landowner
God.
pays for the
Oh my
first
God.
6 inches of rock on the road, and then the county takes care of it for perpetuity.
And that's black and blue.
Purple.
Do you hear that?
This is.
Yeah, so, yeah, if you guys want that rock,
But
we have an ordinance that covers that. The Board of Supervisors has to approve it. They have to have a public hearing. And the road department's happy to do it.
no, but if I did it with my personal money, put it down, is that not something I can do?
Well, if you want to do the work yourself, you can.
Well, we already cleared the road, so.
But if you want to upgrade it and then have the county maintain it forever, you can petition the county to do it. You buy the rock, the county does the work. And then the county takes care of it from then on.
If we get to that point.
Yeah, if we,
If that's something you guys are interested
Put
in,
a house back there. That's what you're up against.
yeah, because I've got
but we just,
everything back there.
you don't have that website up anymore, do you? How many feet is that?
No, we don't need to get into it.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're just doing it we're doing it this fall for the farmer over in the western part of the county.
But I just don't want to,
$4,000.
I don't want to get in trouble with anybody for me actually putting gravel on
Well, the
there.
only thing you've done is not have an Iowa sweatshirt on.
I have one, but I didn't bring it. It's in
Arizona's not bad.
He's an Iowa State.
You know, you're not, I mean, Mr., say the name again?
Reading.
Reddinger.
You know, he gravelled that. They
At his
gravelled,
expense.
yeah, yeah.
But
he-
that was considered his driveway. at
Right,
that-
but I mean,
this
he
point.
gravelled, what I'm saying is that we never cared, and we wouldn't care if you gravelled that, but if we upgrade it, you would have to gravel it anyway. It's what.
Well, you might be right, but we
Let's
come
hurry up
through
and
and
finish the meeting.
regraded ditches.
Yeah, I signed
Make
this,
it look
so
Did you? Okay, I will send it to you.
if you want me to make a motion.
Make a motion.
But it'd be a dead end.
I make a motion, we
Yeah.
approve the
Today county.
claims at $168,172.
So I can't take a big forklift and pull that gate out.
168,172,77.
Yes.
Correct. I second that motion. All
All
those in favor?
right, well, you
Aye.
ruined my day.
Motion to adjourn.
So,
It is like